Alright, so this is going to be our second video in the sort of set of our X-Tank class worth it in 2019. We'll start with the Americans, which has one Tier 10 medium. We have first the M48 Patton. Okay, excuse me. The thing about the M48 Patton is, as far as Clan Wars, it doesn't see use at any of the really high-level stuff outside of goofing around. However, this is sort of one of the interesting ones where you get to enjoy the tank in random games. Ever since the sort of rework where the cupola right up here got cut in half, it got some frontal armor on the turret, on the hull a little bit. It's outstanding. If I had to rate it as far as like say a top 5, this is easily maybe 2 or 3 in the realm of random games. It's just Clan Wars where the M48 kind of starts to lack a little bit. The reason that the pattern is so great is with the crew I have 522 meters of view range, along with so even 20% camo. Why that's valuable is because max view range goes to 445 meters. For those that don't know, there you go. Every meter past that creates sort of a anti-camouflage value to the point where you'll spot light tanks closer. It sort of cuts this value down by a percentage. So the reason I build for sort of view range on this is just to be that real sort of like brick of vision. Whether it's proc in the middle, you can poke over the ridge, and you'll spot TDs, all the way in the back, sort of either in the trees. You can even spot artillery. Just with the level of view range you have, if they get into that sort of map circle, it's wicked good, wicked good. So as a whole, M48 Patton, we're gonna try and get this video done a little faster than the last one. M48 Patton, worth it for randoms, not worth it for Clan Wars. Now we'll get the German 2, the E50M, and the Leopard 1. The E50M is... it's not great. It's fun. It's more than viable sort of in your random games, but again, if we wanted to go on a rating scale as far as like top 5, this isn't in the top 5 for me. It's just, there's too many others that are so enjoyable. There's just too many others. The E50M, the biggest issue is the turret here. The turret, this whole thing is just extraordinarily weak. It's by far the most lackluster thing about the tank, because the hull armor is quite good, the gun is fantastic, it's just the turret, and as far as any sort of flexibility with that, is extremely lacking. So in Clan Wars, again, it doesn't see use out of like kind of memes and goofing around, and for random games, sort of the same thing. It just doesn't stand up. It's not awful. It's not the worst tier 10 medium at all. It's just not the best. Now, on the other hand, the Leopard 1, this, with the rework, has become one of, if not easily my top 3 favorite tier 10 mediums. The thing that makes the Leopard 1 great nowadays is 1.4 seconds aim time, 0.25 accuracy, with the crew that I have, and food, 27% camo, 458 view range, and the shell velocity. On the premium rounds, which are what, like DM23? Yeah. You have, what is this, 323 millimeters of pen, which isn't amazing. It's not bad, but the thing, again, is the shell velocity. You can hit EBRs like it's nobody's business with this kind of shell velocity. It's got to be in the realm of like 1600. It's quite strong. As far as Clan Wars use, it does see use in Clan Wars, sort of as a more mobile STRV, because that 420 alpha damage with 278 base pen, it's too good to pass up on. If you're looking for sort of a sneaky sniper with a little more flexibility than a TD, this is it. Along with, 70 kilometers an hour top speed, there's almost nothing bad I can say about the Leopard 1 nowadays. The days of, it gets ammo wrecked every shot are not, we're out of that. Those are in the past. So, again, this is maybe my third favorite tier 10 medium, if not my favorite. Next, we have the fourth, or I'm only missing one of these, the T62A. Oh, I'm missing 2 and the Kennedy one, but we'll talk about both of those. The Object 140 nowadays is the default tier 10 Clan Wars medium outside of the Object 907, which is the Clan Wars reward. But if you don't have the 907, the 140 sees, I mean, identical use in any sort of Clan Wars scenario. Even at the top level, if you have the 907 locked, the 140 is next up. It has 6 degrees of gun oppression over the, I believe, 5. Yeah, of the 140 and 62A. The biggest issue is the cupola here, and here, more so this one. But even then, it still has a strong turret. It burns a fair bit, like all the Russian tier 10 mediums. They have fuel tanks here and here. So if you do get hit in this area down here, here, or here, there's a good chance your fuel tanks will be set on fire. These are sort of one of the only class types outside of the FV215B where I repair fuel tanks because it's just such a fire risk. As a whole, it sees use in Clan Wars 9 times out of 10. This is a must-have. For randoms, it's great. It's just great. Next up, we have the 430U, which is, in my opinion, as close as you can possibly get to sort of feeling how it feels to play an Object 279E within the tech tree. The 430U is the closest comparison, in my opinion. It gets the same gun, just a little bit worse reload. Actually, no, not even worse reload. I don't have the stuff. Yeah, or improved equipment is what I mean. It gets the same exact gun as the 279, with worse accuracy and aim time, but as far as the performance, it's all the same. You have great upper hull armor until somebody shoots gold. Even then, you'll have some success. Lower plate, rough. The cupolas are not weak points. I mean, they're weak points if you're shooting like 340 heat, 330 heat, but as far as before that, this thing's a monster frontally. The gun's fantastic. I have a great crew here, which, don't get me wrong, does help. Oh, sorry. What you're also going to catch here, you may get a look at, it has 31% camo. The 430U is, as far as medium tanks go, quite sneaky. You can get away with some pretty ridiculous things. Even 24 when you're moving is quite powerful. You'll notice sort of, I tend to go for more of a gun heavy, damage focused, because I have such a great commander. So even without optics, I can still get over 445 max view range. As a whole, 430U sees use in Clan Wars. At the lower level clans, it might not see as much use, at least from what I've seen. It's more a specific strat, high level clan use that from what I've seen. That said, even a lower level clan bringing these is a good decision. Next up is the 907. Normally I leave the reward tanks to last, but we only have 2, so we'll just cut right through. This is the go-to tier 10 Clan Wars reward. It's fantastic. It does nothing bad. With the buffs, it's almost 4k DPM at tier 10. The gun handling can be a little wonky dispersion value-wise. 0.32 is good, but sort of when you whip the gun around, it might give you a little bit of, how would I phrase it? Disobedience, I suppose? Not as responsive as you may like, but it's a hard sell on this tank. Or, not a hard sell. It's a tough time to not sell you this. It's unbelievable. If you have the chance to get it, get it. That said, I wouldn't get it over a Chieftain, but whatever. We'll get to Clan Wars stuff when we get there. Centurion Action X. Centurion. I think it's shit. I hate this tank. I think it does nothing well. The gun reload is nice. The pen's nice. The alpha damage is nothing special. It gets good heat. I feel like the gun is very, very sort of wonky. The dispersion when turning the turret, sort of and traverse, it frustrates me. It's kind of a meme on the channel at this point how much I dislike this tank, but I'll try and be objective about it. Yes, I know the irony of a 3-marked tank I hate, but I do. The turret is only usable in extreme scenarios, sort of when you're using that gun oppression to really, bounce shots sort of off this up here, this here. Otherwise, from the front, you'll have no issue getting penned through here. Also, it doesn't help the cupola is kind of large for what this tank's supposed to do. It does get ammo racked a lot as well. If you shoot the tank here, like sort of under this hook here, along with here, there's a very good chance you're going to ammo rack it, or at least, whether you detonate it or not, there's a good chance you'll damage it at the very least. As a whole, I can't recommend this tank personally. However, I can recommend the tier 9. It is fantastic. I would not go for this personally. As far as randoms go, eh, it's a tank. It's a tank. It's not anything crazy. It's sort of on the E50M for me, at least in my opinion. In Clan Wars also, it gets no use from any strat I've ever seen. Batchat 25T, as far as Clan Wars, does not see much use anymore outside of like extremely niche strategies. The biggest problem you have in this tank, it's simply outclassed. So with the introduction of tier 10 light tanks, the introduction of just sort of the insane DPM of the 907s, the chieftains, the 279, whatever it may be, this does not see much use. I mean, best case, maybe you use it to block and sort of deal damage to light tanks on the on mines when they try and climb hill, but even then, limited success. As far as Clan Wars, I wouldn't really go for the bat personally. However, for randoms, it's still fun. I have one of my best crews in this tank. It's just kind of enjoyable. It's just kind of enjoyable. The gun can be a little disobedient, but when you get it to work, I mean, 1,950 alpha damage, sort of that clip potential, is never not going to be good. You know what I mean? It's never not going to be good, being able to deal that out just at whim. So, TLDR, not great for Clan Wars, about average for randoms. A little bit above average. Next up is the TVP, tier 10, check. This whole thing is about the gun. The whole tank is about the gun and V-range. I have 507 meters V-range. That said, I do have optics, but that's because it's an autoloader that cannot use a gun rammer. Now, the situation with this, what makes this special is it has a 4-shot autoloader, not auto-reloader, auto-loader, so, you know, the magazine fed, with a 1.5 second interclip. So when you fire, the next shot is prepped and ready to be fired in 1.5 seconds. That is unreal at tier 10. The potential you have to retrack, to sort of just dole out lots of damage very quickly, is unmatched with a tank like this. The TVP is so great with this gun. It's quite fast, not anything crazy, but it's quite fast with a quite nice aim time combined with good dispersion. The biggest issue is sort of the lack of pen on the APCR base. But that said, in Clan Wars, it does see use, not in the same realm as the Leopard 1, the 430U, the 140, the 907, but it does see use. As far as randoms, it's not bad. It's quite strong. If you could use the gun and sort of be just not bothered, because the armor on this is quite weak. It's all about the speed, the gun, and the V-range. That's pretty much it. That said, though, you know, TLDR, it's good. I like it. Clan Wars, I wouldn't rush for it. Pubs, yeah, got my seal of approval. Alright, next up is going to be the STB-1. Let's start. The STB gets 14 degrees of gun impression, almost 4k DPM, a 1.76 second aim time, 360 alpha, and a 5.62 second reload. That is crazy good. The STB, as far as randoms, has a reliably bouncy turret. You will get penned occasionally, but as far as if you keep the pokes sort of small and quick, you'll be okay. Outside of ridiculous things like a Jagdpanzer, a Russian medium shooting heat, you won't be as reliable. But for sort of your general use, you can bounce it and sort of rely on it a little bit. The hull armor is not great. As a whole, again, this is another tank that's very much about the gun. The whole thing is built around making the gun fantastic. The low reload, the high sort of gun depression. It's just nice. As far as Clan Wars, however, it's not that useful. You'll see it used occasionally, just not that much. Again, it's sort of like the TVP in the sense that in randoms it's great. However, when it gets to sort of that Clan Wars area, you kind of start only seeing it in generally kind of niche plays. Alright, next was the 121B. As far as the 121B, it's shit. I think it's terrible. The DPM isn't bad. The gun isn't bad. The gun depression isn't great. The gun handling is okay. The biggest issue for me is it sort of doesn't do anything special. It feels almost like a Centurion Action X for China. I just don't see the value in it. I don't see the point in it. It's just... I just find it frustrating. The view range is nice. The view range is quite nice, actually. It's just, it doesn't do anything well for me. It doesn't stand out. There's nothing that's like, oh shit, I'm gonna go play my 121B. It's very meh. I wouldn't recommend it. You don't see it in Clan Wars, and as far as random games, it's kind of a waste of your time, in my opinion. So we'll just kind of skip right through that. Plus, it's a Clan Wars reward tank, so I figure if you already have it, you're not really in the realm of sort of in a rush for it. It also gets special HE with 105 pen, by the way. I just remembered that. That said, still not worth. I wouldn't touch it. Alright, the Udas 1516. We'll try and tie this up. This video is getting quite long. The Udas has a nice gun for what it is. 7.7 second on my sort of setup here. With 440 alpha is pretty nice. The biggest issue you have is low heat pen. 310 is not really anything too fantastic. The gun handling is alright. The gun depression's very, very capable. V-range, again, not bad. It's just, you have nice bounces here, right? Like this hull here, even this here can bounce when you're using gun depression. The turret's great. There is potential to be penned through here, but it's not too sort of common. That said, as far as Clan Wars and randoms, in randoms, it's capable. It's not terrible. It's again in the realm of the E50M, Sente X, and UDES, right? It's just kind of meh. At least in my opinion. You don't see it in Clan Wars use, and you don't really see it in randoms that often. However, the tier 8 in this line I thought was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And last but not least, as far as what I own, we are going to pick up some that I may have missed in the tech tree. The Progetto 65. Great tank. That's it. Great tank. It gets a 4-shot auto reloader. The DPM can be quite abysmal if you sort of use it like an auto loader. That said, if you use it sort of like a 1-shot auto loader, it's okay. 8.1 seconds isn't great, but the 268 pen and 360 alpha are workable. 0.3 dispersion is quite strong. 1.89 aim time, not bad. Pretty good V range. As far as randoms go, this tank is nice. I don't really have any complaints about it. It feels comfortable. It's not too painful to play. It's not painful at all, really. It's just kind of a joy, quite frankly. There's nothing bad I have to say about the Progetto, at least in the realm of sort of how I feel about it, my opinions on it. I think it's quite nice. In Clan Wars, it sees limited use, sort of. Again, it's more down to your caller and their niche strategy for it. But in sort of it's not in the same league as the 140, is what I'm trying to say. In randoms, it's quite strong. I highly recommend getting it. I think the whole line from tier 4 and up is quite playable. If you're a free-to-play player, sort of looking for a not too terrible grind, I'd recommend this. Alright, so that kind of finishes up what I have here in my garage, with all my knowledge. That sort of finishes up what I own. However, there are some that I missed just in the tech tree, and we'll go over those right now. First up is the K91. The K91 is sort of a worse STRV. It gets insane shell velocity, which is nice. It doesn't see use in Clan Wars on any reliable level. By the way, these are going to be quite short because I don't own them. I've only, observed. As far as randoms, you have potential to farm some serious damage. I don't know how this thing gets 9 degrees of gun depression. It has to be over the side or something, like here and here. That said, the gun is nice. The pen is good. The DPM is nice when you get it all kitted out. almost 2k DPM base is very reasonable. It's just, it's not anything sort of crazy. It's not like you gotta go out and get one of these. It's alright. I would put this sort of at the Sente X in the realm of, I'm in no rush to get it. When I get it, I'll hopefully update this video with a little bit of a revision in the comments or something. Next we have the AMX30B. This one's be real short. It's trash. This, at least in my opinion, I think is one of the worst tier 10 mediums in the game right now. This is pitiful. The gun is very, very wonky with 0.35 dispersion and 1.9 second aim time. It just doesn't do anything great. You can bounce stuff now. They have upgraded the armor package a little bit, with a little bit more reliable bounces in the upper hull, sort of the turret here, you know, this bar right here that I'm talking about. Can bounce. It's just, it's okay. I would actually advise against getting this. That there's almost no real point other than being a tank collector. So as far as Clan Wars, it doesn't see use. In randoms, there's a reason you barely see them in game, because they're not very good. Next up will be, I don't have that many more for this. I think, what, the 121? Yeah, the 121. So the thing that made the 121 special was the 440 alpha, but as we all know, or if you're new, you don't know, with the introduction of the Object 430U, which we discussed earlier, there's almost no point to this anymore. The hull armor's worse, the turret's worse, the cupolas can be penned, the gun handling is, I think, worse. It's just, it's not good. There's no point. This is very much in the realm of the T110E5, the FV215B, the E100. It's just tanks that never caught up. They were left behind in the development of World of Tanks. They're just not up to snuff, I suppose. I would avoid the 121. I just wouldn't bother with it. It's kind of a waste of your time. And I think that is it. So if you guys enjoyed, I'm going to put in the description I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, either an Excel spreadsheet or something, just to show you guys what I have equipment-wise on each tank, if you guys want to look at that, and sort of my crew setups. As a whole, though, thanks for the video, or viewing the video. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know. If you didn't enjoy it, almost let me know more. This way I know what I can fix. Sorry, this is another long one. Hopefully you guys appreciate it. I'll put a TLDR at the end here if you guys missed it. Or just want to skip to the end as per usual. So, quick TLDR. M48, good in randoms, very good in randoms, not used in Clan Wars that often. E50M, okay in randoms, not used in Clan Wars. Leopard 1, used in Clan Wars, and amazing in randoms. 140, default Russian medium as far as Clan Wars goes, if you don't have a 907. In randoms, it's Russian. Of course it's good. 430U sees limited use in Clan Wars. I would recommend getting it. And in randoms, it's as close as you can get to playing an Object 2790 within the tech tree. 907, get it. You should have it. It's fantastic. If you get the option to get it, get it. Cent AX, sad. I wouldn't recommend it. If you do want to go up the line, stop at the tier 9. You'll do yourself a favor. Bat Chat, okay. That's not a bad chat. As for the Bat Chat, 1950, okay, 1950 DP, or not DPM, 1950 clip potential is never not going to be good. As far as Clan Wars, not really. In randoms, it's above average. TVP, the 4-shot clip potential is great. It has niche use in Clan Wars. I wouldn't recommend it if you're going, like, you know, to go look for a clan and say, hey, I got a TVP. It just doesn't serve that role. I wouldn't say it's bad, though. Alright, STB. STB is okay, pretty good. Not terrible. That said, you know, it has some DPM. As far, oh my gosh, as far as Clan Wars use, niche use, randoms, quite strong. 1-2-MB, get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Don't do this. UDES, not terrible, not great, nothing too special. I like it. But I wouldn't rush to get it. The tier 8 in this line is fantastic. Progetto, tier 4 to 10, great line. Couldn't recommend it enough. I love it. It's just enjoyable. It creates a very nice frontline tank at tier 8, and then it just gets better as you go up the tiers. Alright, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thanks for sticking around. I'll see you guys in the next video, which I'm not sure what it's going to be, but it'll be something. Maybe TDs. Adios, folks. Thanks.